Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Lindsay.
Did you know that Steel Magnolias is based off of true events?
Now, here you go. This reaches way deep up in my soul, like every bit of me.
Well, Susan Harlan Robinson, who Shelby is based off of.
Oh, wow.
So she had type 1 diabetes from childhood and did have a baby, even though doctors advised against it, which caused damage to her kidneys, which caused her death in 1985. And her husband, who was a doctor, not a lawyer, like in the movie, he remarried shortly after her death and was allegedly cheating on her beforehand.
Really?
Now, her brother, Robert Harling, wrote a screenplay in her honor, which was adapted into an off-Broadway play in 1987, and then the absolutely star-studded film in 1989. So.
This movie. You have to watch this. So cheers to this
Here's
one, right?
to Susan, who fought as hard as she could for her baby.
And then one more time, Lindsay, here's to Weezer.
Well, yes. And then here's to Robert for helping her legacy live on.
Yeah, cheers, cheers, and cheers. Oh, my goodness, Lindsay. We have a big one for you guys. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Oh, my God. Lindsay, I could not sleep all week.
Yes, you could. I watched you.
It wasn't real sleep. That mean old witch Weezer. Hit her.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to the Drink About Something podcast, where we talk about true crime. We have a couple of drinks. And at the end of the episode, Jesse plugs a band that's up and coming.
I just tried my drink. I'm not to interrupt you because you got a whole thing right here, Lindsay.
And disclaimer, we do have a couple of drinks every week, but we do support soberism. We are not alcoholics. We just drink on the weekends after our long, hard week at our average Joe jobs. And speaking of drinks, what are you having to drink today?
I'm talking to mine right now. I did a chemistry experiment. And came out with some, it wasn't habanero, it was jalapeno watermelon in some kind of distilled type form. Some people call it white lightning.
White lightning.
And mixed it with a mango vibe, right?
Tropical
vibe.
Yes.
Oh my God. Do you want to try it, Lindsay?
Oh.
You told me to go hard on this one.
I did. Y'all, this one's going to be rough. All right, I'm going to take a
hard.
little sip.
Hit little baby sips.
Ooh, mother. Fuck.
But do you taste it? The flavor profile, Lindsay.
So that's what Jesse's having. Some tropical shine over there.
Yeah, I had to try it again. What are you drinking over there, Lindsay?
So I've got a double watermelon Vista Bay with a watermelon or a sparkling watermelon Celsius to keep my heart racing as we dive into part 2 of Josef Fritzl.
Fuck you, Fritzl.
Fuck you, Fritzl. But before we get into him, Jesse, what made you feel old this week?
I'm not going to look at that one because that one don't count. What happened last night when I started doing what you do and started looking at things and memories in 1989 and the horror movie that I chose to go to because I was scared to go watch Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah. We had a whole thing. We had a whole conversation with your mother about this.
Yeah. Watching the history from that far back makes me feel old. So it's like I don't like doing the deep dives, but we want to do the deep dives. We want to find out more information that we don't remember or trivia, and people like to play those games. They want to know these things. They want the knowledge, right? And I'm like, fuck. 1989, Lindsay.
I know. So I was listening to the Office Ladies podcast yesterday. That's one of my palate cleansers. Them and Amy Poehler and Spare Parts, which is from the Letterkenny cast. And they were talking to Mike Schur, who plays Mose in The Office. And he also has he's one of the writers for The Office. He's one of the writers for Parks and Rec. that's their babies.
Right.
But he was talking about how you'll sit there and you'll look back at how long ago something was. And it literally feels like it was 20 or 30 or 40 years ago, but it also feels like yesterday all at the same time.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, Mike, sure. That is exactly how I feel about anything we talk about in the past.
Yeah.
Like it was so long ago, but it was still like yesterday.
In the middle of that deep dive, I'm like, wait a minute, I need to validate this. And I called my mom. And
I was like, who are you calling?
I was just like, I got to know now because I'm doing the Lindsay deep dive. And I'm head first. I'm all the way in.
What movie was it that we were talking about?
Pet Sematary.
Pet Sematary. That's
and
right.
And I chose to go to that instead of like Last Crusade, Indiana Jones. It was like
because Indiana Jones scared you.
I was scared
more
of
than
that
Stephen
one,
King,
and they couldn't force me into the theater, so we compromised on a fucking horror movie when I was 6.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So mom told me the conversation when she was buying the ticket, and they were like, this is like, adults only type, back in the 80s, in 89, people were like appalled, like a 6-year-old fixing to go watch Stephen King, Now
they don't even blink an
eye.
eye.
And mom was like arguing because she'd probably already fought with them, with me trying to watch Indiana Jones. And I'm over there making a big fuss in front of the ticket booth, right?
Oh, what is the Indiana Jones? Even though you love Indiana Jones.
I absolutely love it. And then, but I was scared of it. And I probably pointed up and said, let's watch that one instead. Cause I was thinking, pets.
Not the cemetery,
Not the cemetery part.
Well, that's like a lot of people were, after Death of a Unicorn came out, and a lot of adults that went to see it were just absolutely shocked at how many kids were in there just because the name unicorn was in the title. But it's called Death of a Unicorn. Like,
yeah.
And that movie was rough.
Well, so was Pet Sematary in 89, but that was my first version of Pets there, Lindsay.
Okay.
So what makes you feel old this week?
So yesterday, well, there was quite a few things this week. Like, once again, people that I work with not getting references to things that I feel like everybody should know.
Yeah, that bounces off of what I had originally wrote. Yeah.
And then yesterday, I was scrolling on TikTok, as I do when I'm on my vibration plate, building up my bone density. So the handle Potatosaurus, he always does like blind reacts to music that's turning 35, 40, 50 years, blah, blah, blah. So it was yesterday, his was the country songs that were turning 35 years old. And I knew every single one of them.
That?
Yeah.
No, yeah. And the sun goes
down.
Yeah.
On my side of town.
Yeah.
35 years old, Jesse. Oh my God.
Well, speaking of neon moons, let's go ahead and do this thing, Lindsay.
All right. So last week we talked about the backstory of the absolutely vile Josef Fritzl. He became obsessed with his 4th child, Elisabeth, and began to violate her at the age of 11. And then when she was 18, right before she was going to move out of her hellhole, Josef imprisoned Elisabeth and in the cellar that he had been working on for 6 years.
Shit.
Now, I have side notes for things that I forgot to mention last week. So at this exact same year, the year Elisabeth turned 18, Josef's rape charge was expunged because that was the law back then. So if you had any kind of sex crime at all, it just went away after 15 years.
Really?
15 years was it would not be on your record anymore.
No more red door. You're good.
And he also, because I talked about the Schlettelklein punishment, and he also would make his kids kneel on rice.
I've heard that one too. I heard grits down here in the South, actually.
Oh my God. If I'm telling you what, like I got my ass beat, but if I'd ever had to kneel on rice or grits for a lengthy period of time, just imagine that. If you guys are from a part of the world where you can't imagine what that would be like to kneel on rice or grits, just try it for like 15 seconds.
Or try changing your tire on the side of the road with the asphalt.
Oh, yeah. Just kneel on some asphalt. Yeah.
But that's only
it's
just
about
a few
the same
minutes.
thing.
That's like 5 minutes. But do that shit for like 45.
And he would do it until like they would bleed.
Jesus.
Josef Fritzl is a fucking piece of shit.
For sure.
Now, there were many parts to this cellar, but the dungeon area where he would keep Elisabeth was behind 8 doors and then behind a bookshelf.
So the 9th gate.
Pretty much. So no one would ever hear or be able to hear her scream, which is what she did night and day for basically the first whole year. When Josef wasn't down there raping and beating her, she was screaming for her life, banging, making as much noise as she possibly could. But she got worn out. She got worn down.
This is the kind of fucking horror I don't want to be part of. I don't want to know, but you got to tell me because I got to know.
Well, now, as soon as he had locked her up, he went straight to the police and filed a missing persons report saying that she had run away again. Because remember, she had before when she was 17.
Yeah, and by the way, just stop right here and go back and check out the first one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If you don't know this case, definitely go listen to part 1 first. But guess what? She was an adult now. So they weren't like rushing. But I mean, they basically said she's an adult. She can run away if she wants to. Okay.
Hell, you got 9 gates of hell to get out of before you can get free.
But no, which was great for him because they weren't going to look very hard because she was an adult. Because he's doing this. He's setting up this whole, narrative here, okay? So there was still reportings on the news about her disappearance, and Rosemary actually made sure that there were flyers put up. But Josef really didn't want the search to continue. He didn't want it to be harped on. So he had Elisabeth write a letter to him and Rosemary stating that she had joined a cult, or what they would call a sect, over in Austria.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she joined the Austrian SLA, but not really.
Right. And so she was good, and no one needed to look for her because that's what she wrote in the letter. She's like, I'm fine. Go on about your lives. I am happy here now in this cult. And Josef, he even had the newspaper run a story about it. I mean, he was trying to make this whole narrative absolutely legit. And then after a while, her disappearance would be forgotten and life would go on. So
we're talking years and years and years now.
I told you how long she's locked up for.
So, but we're past 24 now. We're way past.
No. We're at the beginning.
Okay.
Of the 24 years.
My God. Still.
So he would drive over 100 miles away to mail the letters so that, they would be postmarked.
Yeah.
Which was crazy because a couple of times they would look in this area for a cult. But like I said, she was an adult. They weren't really looking that hard. Josef just wanted the narrative out there. She ran away. She joined a cult, period. Now, down in the cellar, Elisabeth started to just accept that this was now her life. And she stopped screaming. And she even stopped fighting Josef when he would come down to rape her. Because what the fuck else was she going to do?
Yeah, I mean,
she's all alone in 15 by 15 area.
You got to come to terms with the horrific conclusion of this may be the rest of my life.
And I want y'all to get a measuring tape out right now and measure 15 by 15. Not a big spot.
No.
So this was, like I said, a very small room underground with hardly any ventilation and low oxygen. And when you're not getting enough oxygen, you can't think straight and you stay pretty tired. So not a lot going on in the brain, constantly lethargic. At first, Josef had her chained to the wall. Then he had her chained to a cable so she would be able to move around more and more. And then after the screaming and the fighting would stop, he removed the cable and he would start to bring her more and more food and supplies and presents, like he was dating her. The book that I listened to called it like a courting ritual.
This is so fucking sick.
He would start to tell her about current events and what was going on with the rest of her family. Now, in 1986, which was year 2, Elisabeth became pregnant. And she miscarried.
God, Lindsay.
Josef was so mad that she had miscarried his incestuous child that he turned off the lights for 2 weeks as a punishment to her. And he threw the miscarried fetus in the furnace.
What a fucking fucker, man.
Oh, it gets worse.
You fucking fucker, dude. Like, literally the most garbage human that I've ever heard of. Because this is like one singular thing that he has just pushed everything. And then he had high hopes of his own daughter having a child with him. He was pissed off about that, too.
In 1989, which is year 4 of her capture, Elisabeth got pregnant again. And this pregnancy she carried to term. This is so sad because she thought for sure that he would let her out to go to a hospital and have the baby. But nope. He brought her books so that she could read up on how to deliver the baby herself. And she gave birth all alone to a little girl that she would name Kirsten.
And this is 89, just the same as My Pet Cemetery.
Yeah.
Fuck.
She was born in the 60s. She is 18 years old now.
Wow.
No, so this is year 4. He kidnapped her in his own house in 84. This is now 89.
Wow.
Yeah, late 84. This is now 89.
Oh my God.
So she's had Kirsten. And the good thing about her being pregnant, though, was Josef wouldn't touch her. That's how vain of a man. I mean, the whole thing is disgusting. But if a woman had any kind of weight on them whatsoever, he was unattracted. And when I show you pictures of this fucker later, you're going to be like, the absolute audacity.
Which is the psychosis and fucking train of thought that this fucker had with his own wife to begin with.
Upstairs.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Upstairs. And like witnesses and their friends and shit would later say that he would make fun of her weight like at the fucking dinner table. Rosemary's.
She was so disgusted with him at that point anyhow. She was like, okay,
But he was constantly embarrassing her in front of their friends because she was pudgy. She had 7 children.
Right.
Rosemary did, you know? So.
Fuck that, man. Stretch marks are the true trophies of a real woman.
Exactly.
I love them.
But we don't want to condone any of that with Elisabeth. But he'll get right over that because 2 months later after Kirsten was born, Elisabeth became pregnant again. And she would give birth all alone again to a little boy named Stefan. 3 years later, she had Lisa. I don't know if it was Lisa or Lisa. I've heard both. I'm thinking it's probably more Lisa as it's Austrian. So now she has 2 toddlers and a baby in a very small part of quite a large cellar. But she didn't know how big this cellar was behind all those 8 doors. She just knew the area that she was in. It was a huge, I'm going to post the floor plans on stories. So make sure you look at that because there was plenty of fucking room. It's very hard to talk about this. So you opened up
the cellar more and gave her more room other than
the
15 by 15?
He had a 5-bedroom cellar already to begin with.
Oh.
This was just the part that he locked her up in.
Right, okay.
Not 5-bedroom, but 5-room. Like
right.
He had a workshop, an office. He had a whole fucking living quarters in this part of the house.
You built a whole house using the government's money.
Yes. Then this little part that he kept her in, he had made specifically to keep her in.
For the torture room.
But now she's having all these babies and she begs him for more room. So this had become Josef's second family and Elisabeth had become his second wife. Upstairs, the original Fritzl children were growing up and moving out, except for his youngest son, who was handicapped, and he kept that boy in his house pretty much as a prisoner as well. He made him a total housemaid. Like a go boy. Handicapped son. Josef Jr. was his youngest son. And I already talked about in part 1 how he had imprisoned his mother in the attic.
Yeah.
Like this. And oh my God.
I'm over here looking at you. I'm just, dude, we cried last time. This is going to be even worse.
So after Lisa was born, Josef decided he was going to take her upstairs for him and Rosemary to raise. So he has Elisabeth write a letter saying, hey, Rosemary, congratulations, you're a grandmother. And I already have 2, but that's all the cult will allow me to keep. Will you please take my 3rd child and raise her as your own? He made her write that. So Josef took baby Lisa, put her in a basket with the letter, and left her on the front door. They take the baby and the letter to the police, and the state allowed the Fritzls to adopt Lisa and were paid to do so. And Josef would find out that he would have been paid more if he had just fostered Lisa instead of full-on adopting, and that pissed him off. Because I think it was like 600, whatever their currency is. I think it's pounds as well. It was like 600 pounds a month for fostering, where you would get 1,500 a month. No. Scratch that, reverse it. 600 for adopting, 1,500 for fostering.
Right.
So the people of Amstetten praised the Fritzls for being amazing grandparents, and
He's an upstanding guy, right?
And they would talk horribly about Elisabeth. Like, how could she put her parents through this? And they would call her selfish and irresponsible. But to be fair,
show that shit to her, wouldn't he? He would probably be like, "This is what everybody's saying about you."
I'm not sure, actually, if he showed that part to her. He would tell her about current events, like in the world, keep her updated on Lisa and stuff. But I don't know if he would actually tell her that, because they don't have TV and shit down here yet. But to be fair, the townspeople had no idea. Now, having two families kept Josef very busy, and he also had his job. And he would drive for miles and miles and miles out of town to keep the downstairs family stocked up with food and supplies, because he would leave on holiday for like month-long trips. He would go on what's called sex tourism in Thailand. I think it was called Pattaya, the name of the town or whatever.
So he's hitting the red district.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So he would do that in Thailand, where he would engage with women and men sex workers, and then come home, rape Elisabeth, stock up the pantry, the freezer, and supplies, and then go to Italy for another 2 weeks on holiday with the family. And he would later say that he actually fathered children around the world.
Doing his dirt. Yeah.
Around the world.
Garbage.
And there would be other rapes and even murders that would happen in areas that he happened to be at, that he will later get tried for, but it was never proven to be him. But it was just way too much of a coincidence, because they always happened around where he was, where he worked, where he was vacationing. And even the night that Elisabeth miscarried, there was a rape and murder that night in his town. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Lindsay, I have no words no more. I'm done.
Now, Elisabeth and the children were made to expand their own space by hand. They were digging, and this would take them years. When they got old enough, she would actually teach them basic learning skills, and she even taught them about the outside world that they knew nothing about. Imagine your entire life not seeing the sunshine, the moonbeam, stars, nothing, weather, nothing. You're in a fucking dungeon with slimy walls because of the condensation,
the moisture and everything.
Mold building everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Like every breath is like you're in a cave, basically. And you just imagine how sick you would get too. Like,
well, yeah, we're going to talk about that. But she was very careful to actually make sure that they did not know that they were prisoners. She made sure of that. So these kids never thought that they were prisoners.
She kept them in a survivor type mindset.
Right.
Y'all are survivors.
This is just where we live, and this is just how it is. I'm not sure exactly what she told them, but maybe she did tell them that there was war and they were living in a bomb shelter. Who knows?
In the grips of positivity, you got to try to find some kind of happiness in the middle of the struggle, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
And Josef would even later on say that her having the children gave him even more control over her, because she would do anything for these children. Anything. Now, they would suffer from health issues, especially lack of vitamin D. So Josef would get them vitamins and an ultraviolet lamp. But of course, this did not fix their problems. And his answer to everything was aspirin. Even when Elisabeth was having babies, here's some aspirin. And he wouldn't be there ever. She did this on her own at all the babies. Most of their food source would be prepackaged and frozen meals. Hardly anything fresh, like at all. And then one day, Josef had a light bulb moment and remembered that he had the keys to all his tenants' apartments and would steal food, fresh eggs, fresh milk. Yeah, he would steal from them to take down to his subterranean family. And he would also have the cost of the electricity added into their bills.
So they were footing the bill, yeah.
Yeah, because he only rented to people who were on government income or would have like Section 8 to make sure like he was getting them checks every month, guaranteed. Because the government does always pay on time.
Yeah.
That's Josef.
Fucker.
So, I mean, he's already got an amazing job. He's an electrical engineer and he's getting the government for pretty much everything he can. In the most horrific way possible. In 1994, Kirsten and Stephen, they helped Elisabeth give birth to another baby who she would name Monica, while Josef was on one of his trips to Thailand. I'm sorry that I keep going between Josef and Josef. It is Josef, but I'm reading, so it's like it's in my head, it's hard for me to remember.
Do what you do, and I'll make you sound beautiful.
So Josef was on another trip to Thailand, and then when Monica was 9 months old, he did just as he had done with Lisa. He had Elisabeth write a letter asking her parents to please raise Monica as well, put her on the porch, took her and the letter to the police, and then this time, he made sure he fostered Monica and not adopted so he could get more money. And once again, the Fritzls were praised and Elisabeth was reprimanded for being selfish and irresponsible by the people of Amstetten. And what was crazy is around this time, Josef decided to drive to a payphone and call Rosemary, acting like he was actually Elisabeth in like this high-pitched whispery voice. And Rosemary found it really odd because they had just gotten an unpublished number and only herself and Josef knew it. She was like, how did Elisabeth get this number? So he literally this time with Monica, he goes to the payphone. He's like, hey, this is Elisabeth. Will you raise my child? I mean, yeah.
Fucker. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I am in awe during this whole thing.
I know it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. So now we're over a decade in to Elisabeth's imprisonment. And Josef finally brings down a TV and a VCR for his underground family. And now they have some extra rooms. One of these rooms was padded. And it was just for Josef being able to rape Elisabeth so the kids didn't see. Because before this padded room was built, he was doing it right in front of them. Right in front of the children. What the fuck?
I'm still at all. I don't know. I have no words. How do I bounce off of this, Lindsay? I can't bounce.
It's a lot.
I'm not a padded room over here, Lindsay. I can't bounce. No bounce back.
It's so gross.
You're fixing to go ham right now, ain't you, Lindsay?
So Josef is now 60 years old, but wasn't showing any signs of slowing down. He bought a brand new Mercedes. He got a hair transplant to keep him looking young.
Oh, Josef in a midlife crisis.
I mean, that's...
Which is all a fucking crisis.
Yeah. And now Viagra is on the market.
Ooh, you fucking fuck. With his slick-haired back saying, all I need is $2 million and an 8-ball.
Uncle Baby. Don't you put Uncle Baby in the same category as this fucker. Ugh. Well, Elisabeth gets pregnant again in 1996. And this time it's with twins that she named Alex and Michael. Michael had health problems immediately. And Elisabeth is begging her horrible fucking father to take him to the hospital. And he's literally like, que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. And baby Michael didn't make it. He died in Elisabeth's arms. And Josef...
Don't start.
Josef put him in the same incinerator that he had put the miscarried fetus in almost a decade before. Right in front of Elisabeth, by the way.
This shine over here is not strong enough for this. No.
After a year, he took Alex upstairs to be raised by he and Rosemary. And once again, the people of Amstetten praised the Fritzls and talked shit about Elisabeth. They fostered little Alex and are now getting paid to take care of the 3 children that Josef actually fathered.
There will come a payday. There
Oh
will
my
come
God.
a payday.
You leave Uncle Baby and be like, out of this.
Someday. I got to do something, Lindsay. I have to do something.
I know. In 1999, Elisabeth had her 7th and final baby, a boy who she named Felix. Now, Felix would stay downstairs because Rosemary, being in her 60s, Josef was like, you know what? She probably can't handle a 4th child. I don't know how she's handling the 3. Because when our 4 grandbabies come over here and we're in our, we're not in our early, we're in our mid 40s, and it is a lot. We have those babies less than 24 hours.
How does that make you feel when you say you're in your mid 40s?
I don't know.
I'm trying to bounce around the padded room in the middle of this one. And it is very fucking bad. It is so bad.
So he has 7 children by Rosemary.
And 7 by his
7
original
by
wife.
Elisabeth.
Is what, yeah.
The upstairs children are calling him father. The downstairs children are calling him grandfather. It's wild times at number 40, Yibstressa. Yeah.
So stressa.
That was the name of their street, by the way. Yibstressa.
No, it's so stressa.
It's so stressa. Elisabeth, after years of not having proper health care or sunlight and giving birth to several children, her body began to deteriorate and her teeth were falling out and her hair was already gray. So now Josef, fuck, whatever the fuck his name is, he is no longer attracted to her. And the rapes, good for Elisabeth, would stop. Now, he didn't stop brotheling by any means.
Is this whole thing here, because I feel like I'm a little calloused after doing this shit for almost 2 years. Is this whole thing is something we can bounce off of and be like, you know what? Our stress and trauma is really not that fucking bad listening to these.
No. Remember when I was reading and when I was listening to and researching the entire case of the West Memphis 3, and I listened to Damien Eccles' whole book about his entire 18 years on death row for something he didn't do. And I was like, you know what? I need to listen to that again because it really put in perspective for me that nothing I'm going through is that bad.
No.
Compared to what that man went through, what this woman has gone through, just not being able to do anything about their situation. We can do shit about our situation.
We're fortunate.
At any time. We are fortunate enough to.
And the little parts, I mean, even if it is, I mean, everybody has their own walk of life.
Right.
You know?
Not saying that your stress is valid completely.
It's very valid. Yes.
But when you think about what people like Damien and even Jason and Jesse went through, and now Elisabeth and Colleen Stan, and the girl lived under the fucking bed.
Yeah,
man.
the girl in the box. Like we can name so many throughout the history of Gen Z podcasting here.
And I have another one that went through this in the same fucking country.
There is a lot of fucked up shit that's happened to that stature of horrifically abusive things that people go through. I mean, at least 1 out of 10 people have went through something similar to this, actually.
They're finding how many cases have we heard about now in the last year where they have found kids that have been chained to bed? The Turpin 15?
Yeah.
Or 13? Was it 13?
Yeah. That's
and then these recent ones that have just come out in our area where kids were chained up in rooms, mobile homes. Yeah. In tiny mobile homes, 15, 16 kids. Like,
there's a huge aspect of fear and awareness that comes into play, but like to be able to weigh out your tumultuous life and all the things that you've gone through and be fortunate enough to be like, you know what, I can look at this and be like, I was lucky,
Yeah.
God. And that's this, humanity is insufferable.
It really is. Like, what? I mean, we have just, I ain't going to say we, because we make the best of our life here and we don't do horrible things like this by any means. And I will never, ever understand the people that do. And the only thing that you can attribute it to is just absolute fucking something ain't wired right up here.
No.
You know, and I'm pointing to the head. Like,
And the odds are like winning the lottery for somebody to get that. And that's not a good fucking lottery to win. Not at all.
No, because nobody that we have talked about at all that have went through situations like this, even the murderers that we have talked about who had horrific childhoods, no, they don't deserve it. Nobody does. Nobody deserves to be treated like that. And I don't understand why it's just a vicious cycle of, I mean, you know, like I said, the murderers, you know, we feel bad for their childhood, but we, you know, and that's where it ends. But what I'm saying is, you know, a lot of them, what we've talked about, have been horribly mistreated.
Yeah,
and they didn't ask to live here. They didn't ask to be born.
Right.
You know?
And there's so many parts and aspects in all of this where I'm like, where's the breaking point where you could turn it around?
Right.
And in these stories, there is no turning around on most of it. We got to find one where there is a turning around point.
I'm searching.
The survivor stories are, you know.
Well, yeah, because I mean, right. Like, I mean, Jenny, like,
you just told me something about her.
I know.
We're going to call her soon. Y'all stay tuned for that.
Last night I had, because I've listened to her book, because, you know, the extenses of everything that happened to her is not public knowledge. You do have to buy or, you know, listen to her book to know exactly what happened to her. And I told him something last night. I was like, I'm going to ruin your life. And I just, because I had to get that knowledge that I knew, I had to share it with somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm the worst person because I am a broken fucking tea kettle as far as holding anything information.
But I got it out. I got it out of my system. I told it to somebody else, you know, and it was just. The world,
yeah. I'm looking forward to giving her a call here when we got to get our shit together. Lindsay.
Sorry, guys. We're halfway through, but we had
I had a realization though. I really did. It was just like, you know, in comparison of life struggles as a mostly normal life. I mean, we're fucking lucky, y'all. I mean, but it's unfortunate that people do, you know, have this caliber of anything, even if it's just a little. Well,
we don't know who's listening. They could have had something.
Well, hit us up because I mean, we want to have those conversations. You know,
right.
Come to the table with us because I want to cry with you because I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it right now. I'm feeling it so bad. And I've been looking at you over here with my mouth just open, and now
he's like just looking at me and
the
just
wave of what I didn't want to go through, which happened last time. And look at me right now, Lindsay.
I know
it's coming across me. It's because I'm thinking of humanity of this historical, horrifical, fuckable bunch of bullshit. Fuck. Oh, I got to get pissed off. That's the only way.
And if you have a story you want to tell us and want us to share, hit us up at drinkaboutSomethingPod@gmail.com. We would be more than happy to talk to you about your story, share your story on our platform.
This one is a lot of weight. It's a lot of weight.
Well, it's just like that Netflix trend that's going on TikTok, like people pretending, you know, they're sitting down for a documentary, but they actually have documentary type shit that's happened in their life, you know, and you're just like, and it's insane because it's like every third scroll, somebody has some kind of trauma that is documentary worthy. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's terrible.
Really.
Where do we live? What is this planet? Okay. Around 2006 or 2007, Josef is in his 70s. He's getting old. He's getting tired of keeping up with two families, and he's wondering how he's going to solve this problem. He actually thought about taking them all out, his second family, but he was too old to dispose of 4 bodies. So in 2008, 2008, we started in 84. He decides to have Elisabeth write a letter saying that she was growing tired of the cult life and was thinking of returning home. But before he could execute that plan, Kirsten, who is now 19 years old, starts experiencing what would later be found out as organ failure, but it starts fucking with her brain, and she has a complete mental and physical breakdown. She's having seizures. She's tearing out clumps of her hair. She's ripping her clothes off and stuffing them in the toilet to clog it up. I mean, she is absolutely losing it after 19 years of never one speck of sunlight or a normal life. Period. It's all she knows, but it's terrible all at the same time. So Elisabeth begs Josef to please take her to a proper hospital so she can get help. This is serious. And Josef actually agrees to take her. But there's no sense of urgency. He waits for Rosemary to go on her vacation to Italy with the other Fritzl children. And she had already planned to do this, for a while, and he knew that. So then he plans to bring Kirsten upstairs when Rosemary leaves. He has Elisabeth help him, and then he sends her back down to the cellar. Oh, and he had Elisabeth write a letter to the hospital to tell them what was wrong with Kirsten and that she had never been to a hospital and would be afraid of the experience and be afraid of people. So he had her write this all out.
Yeah, she's never stepped foot into anything.
No,
not even seen a ray of sunshine.
So when he gets Kirsten upstairs, he called their version of 911. I think it's 999. I know the UK is 999. I'm not sure about Austria. And he says that an unconscious girl is at his door. And Kirsten gets to the hospital. And the doctors are like, holy shit, when they look at her. She is pale. Her skin is insanely thin. She's missing clumps of her hair, and most of her teeth are rotted due to vitamin deficiency.
So this is 2 horror movies. Flowers in the Attic and People Under the Stairs.
Yeah. Well, there's a whole movie based off this that I'm going to talk about.
Really?
Later. Yeah.
Oh.
So when they do their tests and everything, they figure out that her organs are failing, and they put her on life support and a medically induced coma. Okay. But they can't understand why this is happening to her. They have no idea what this is happening. Like, yes, Josef told them that they've been living in a cult, but that doesn't explain why she's see-through, why she is basically a vampire, why she is like teeth are rotting out. That makes no sense to the doctors. Okay. So they are like, we need to talk to her mother about her medical history, because we need some kind of explanation as to what is happening here. So Josef is like, fuck. Okay, here's the deal. I'm Kirsten's grandfather, and I found this letter from her mother. Does this help? Oh, and by the way, can you please not call the police? But the doctors were like, nope, we're calling. We need to find her mother.
Yeah, this is fucking way more
in the
abuse
doctor's
than
mind,
ever.
they're like, this bitch of a negligent mother has let her kid die and just drops her off at your doorstep. What? They don't know. They don't understand. So after 24 years, the police reopened Elisabeth's missing persons case, and they put it out on the news. Like, they're trying to reach out to her, be like, hey, can you please come and help your daughter? And Elisabeth, she's down in the cellar. She's freaking out about her daughter, and she sees this shit on the news. And also, here's where you can laugh a little bit.
No, I'm not going to, Lindsay.
This investigator named Manfred Wolfart.
No, I'm going to, Lindsay. Fart jokes. Yes, they are good.
It's actually spelled like wolf hearts, but it's wolf farts, you know?
Brought to you, fart jokes brought to you by Wolfart.
Manfred Wolfart. So
they're also, they run a whole legal thing. It's Wolfart, and Full Fart.
What?
Yeah, they're lawyers too. You know that? Manfred and the Wolfarts. That's a good ass punk
Oh my
name.
God.
Hey, you guys, we're finna take the stage. Want to see this place open up? We're Manfred and the Wolfarts. Right? I feel okay. You're the one that derailed this. Let's keep going. Fuck.
Okay. So Manfred finds that there isn't any cult around the area that Elizabeth's letters have been postmarked from. And he studies the letter and concludes that it was written in a way that was forced or dictated. Now, by the way, Rosemary is still on holiday and has no idea about any of this. And she actually had like sent a postcard home. Hey, wish you were here. Hope to see you soon. You know what I mean? Like
Lots of love.
Lots of love.
Fuck.
Yes. But she gets a call saying that they need her DNA. And now the rest of the family, all the other Fritzl kids that have moved on, except for the poor little Josef Jr., who is the fucking house servant, handicapped house servant. Like, what? God damn it, I hate this man. So they're all called for the same thing. They're like, we need your DNA. And everyone else is like, okay, here you go. But Josef, he says he's too busy.
Huh?
Yeah, he's too busy to give a DNA sample.
He wasn't busy enough to fuck
because they're going to know that he is. There's going to be so many of his chromosomes in that DNA, and it's going to be like, oh, you're the father and the grandfather. So he decides to go get Elizabeth and the kids from the cellar and dictate to her that she better go with his story, with his narrative that she is back from the cult, and she's been in a cult for the last 24 years. And Elizabeth's like, okay, I promise. Let's go. So after 24 years for Elizabeth, and then the first time for Stefan and Felix, who were 18 and 5, they go up to the main house. And then Rosemary returns from Italy with Elizabeth's other 3 kids, like all around the same time. And I bet that interaction was insane.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Mom, I'm home. Huh?
They touch on that interaction just a little bit in the book that I read, but it's the later on. Okay, we'll get there. So Josef brings Elizabeth to the hospital. And the doctors, like I said, they're not really kind to her at first because her daughter is on life support. And it looks like that she has been severely neglected, and the blame fell on Elizabeth. But luckily, the doctors call the police to talk to Elizabeth. Now, at first, she went with the narrative that Josef had fed her, but the police were like, "Girl,
this is some
there's something missing
here." So
now,
rays of sunshine are actually starting to connect. Okay,
but after some convincing and promising her that she would never have to see her father again, she told them everything from 84 to 2008.
Yeah.
That she and her children had been in a dungeon for their entire life, pretty much. And she told the entire story in just a little over 2 hours. Just
blasted it. Fuck you, Fritzl.
Now, I mean, I'm just saying, could you imagine, first of all, the feeling that she had letting that out, and then the look on the investigators' faces as she tells them every single horrific moment, just vomiting it out.
Right, because they're already
that's a lot to tell.
They're already in the throes of like, this is not humane. Whatever the fuck is in front of me right now fixing to tell this story, it's got to be telling the truth, right? I mean, how could you not show up that pale and emaciated and completely beat down, dude? And just like looking like she is 30 years older than what she is. And and then just be like, okay, you know, because she was bouncing around all the lies trying to make that happen for her safety and her kids' livelihood.
But yeah, I mean, at this point, they've just got her by herself. There's no dad around, and she's like, oh my God, I'm actually fucking free.
And that little promise, that small little fucking promise of her safety actually in a great outcome was the greatest fucking ray of light that she's had in 24 years.
Oh, they were amazing to her and her family, and we'll get into that. But like, just being on either side of the story, being the teller or the listener, I probably would have fainted. I don't know how many times, because I don't know if I've even ever told you this story. But, you know, after years of being on child support for the 3 children that me and my ex-husband share, he starts to work under the table, and he wants to take me back to court to get his child support lowered, because there is now another child that he finds out is his that he's going to have to support as well.
Oh, yeah. You had your own little Fritzl there.
Well, I was like, it felt like I had held in all of my anger just to move on and go forward till that moment. And I sat down at my computer and I typed out a 17-page letter, front and back, just spewing. And I literally passed out, just getting all of everything that I'd been holding inside.
Yeah, and that's the receptive side of what the police were going through. They were like, everything that is just building up that they're listening to, the wave of holy shitness, they had to endure because you don't want to stop what you relate.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And
I mean, I didn't go through anything like Elizabeth went through whatsoever.
No, but you actually relate to that spilling.
Just being able to spew out what you have been
of release,
holding in and hiding and burying underneath because you don't want to face that you've married somebody like this. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's the release. It's therapeutic.
I'm realizing that a lot of people relate to a lot of this in certain ways, just like you did right there. So there's just
being able to tell your story, because nobody ever knows everything. Yeah. But for me, I typed it all out.
And if someone gets on that platform,
clickety clacked for like 12 hours.
They're genuinely saying that. Let them do it. Let them get all the way to the end.
Yes.
Let them get all the way to the end, and then you can walk away with whatever outcome.
Yeah. Don't interrupt. Yeah.
Just let them do it. We're not talking about the back porch fucking drunken bullshit. We're talking about
genuine, like, actual.
Yeah, that. Oh God, yeah. Lindsay. Okay, you can keep going.
So now, after Elizabeth revealed everything, Josef is arrested. And he actually admitted to everything, but he put his own version. He told it through his own sick mind. And he said that he had actually saved Elisabeth from a world of alcohol and drugs and bad company. And he acted like everything that he did to her was consensual. I fucking hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you.
Like you could fucking justify freedom and free will on top of what the fuck you did.
And then Rosemary, his wife of now over 50 years, has just learned that he has kept their daughter, who she's raised 3 of her children now.
She's seen signs, but had no fucking
Well, she should have left him after the rape charge.
Right.
Long before, but
there was the breaking point that we always point out. Go back and see it.
But I'm not mad at her because he knew exactly who he was getting. And I talked about this in part 1. He knew exactly what kind of woman she was going to be.
And the problem
passive
was in his
and agreeable
early relationship with his wife, he got away with it, so it built his confidence where he could do it more. That's a fucking badass. And that was the last one too. And the things that we've talked about, like people just getting away with things, and then it builds up their confidence to do more horrific fucking things.
Well, her sister, and so I'm going to plug the book here in just a minute, but her sister actually talked to the news and the police and gave a testimony, basically like saying that her family, Rosemary's family, saw what a horrible person he was early on, but they could never get Rosemary to break away. They don't blame Rosemary. They're not mad at Rosemary. They put the blame on who they should, and that is Josef, because he's the vile human being. But it makes them fucking sick that he used her for all these years just to basically be able to present himself as a good man, a family man, and this, that, and the other, all while he's doing all these disgusting things under their own house.
Yeah, inhumane, sexually driven bunch of bullshit with his own child. It's just what it boils down to. Him being a disgusting ass human being.
On March 19th, 2009, Josef was sentenced to life. And he is an absolute nut job, if we haven't made that clear. And he even wrote a book about his own version of the story. Basically, like trying to act like he wasn't a monster. And his defense fuck his defense, because they literally tried making him out to be misunderstood. Are you fucking kidding me? This dude got letters from women in prison, just like Chris Watts's, just like Ted Bundy did. Like, fuck, y'all, there's something wrong with you. Anybody that ever thinks that they should reach out to a man that has done any type of crime like this, killed their children, raped their children, imprisoned their children, killed their wives, done, you don't do that. Ted Bundy was a we're going to be talking about him soon.
We know. Yeah. I mean, you give him 5 minutes of assurance and then completely.
And he fathered a child. I mean, just
completely fucking close it down. Like, do not let any of that actually be spread. The
only male that any of these fuckers should ever be getting in prison is fuck you. How could you do this?
Real cancel fucking culture shit.
Yeah.
What needs to happen, right?
And I mean, they had to keep him in solitary because guess what? The men in prison did not.
Yeah, and anyone on some of that,
like him. They called him Satan.
Yeah.
He was Satan in prison.
And some of that worst neighbor shit we've been watching, and some of the friends and stuff that are popping in, they're like, I've always known him. He's been a good guy. I'm like, that motherfucker. No, he shouldn't even had a fucking spotlight on the documentary. You know what I'm saying? No. Don't share this as producers of things and
I think
pop culture.
So if you look at it in a different light, when they show the friends that think that person was good, in my opinion, that just shows you how well of a calculated manipulator that they were.
Yeah.
Because they would have people in their lives that would have never
Aren't they just so fucking good at that? Ugh. Lindsay.
All right. Kirsten did make a full recovery, and the entire family was all reunited with a huge mental and physical health journey ahead of them. Now I got to go to my little side notes here because they were actually put all together, the upstairs children, the downstairs children, Elisabeth and Rosemary, because Rosemary is a victim in all of this as well.
Yeah.
They put the whole family in, they closed off an entire wing of a mental health facility, clinic, to where they could learn to get to know each other, get therapy, and everything like that, right? And they wanted, especially the downstairs kids, to be able to get out and get sunlight and get fresh air, things that they have been deprived of their entire life, in the gardens of the facility and everything. But this was such a huge case that the media was everywhere. They were hiding in the trees. And this is where media needs to chill the fuck out. This was a family that was trying. They were introduced to a whole new world.
But will they ever? Will they ever? No, there's a story.
Right.
Let's flock to this.
No, they never will. And there was a $1.5 million bounty for a picture of Elisabeth. Just a picture.
Exactly. Fucking media.
And they would have to go incognito with bodyguards and things like that. Even some of the upstairs children, one of their teachers had actually brought them to the house as a field trip. She tried to justify it as like
wholesome to educational.
No, not educational, as because they already knew what their friends were going through. So she was trying to help them understand. But it's like, we don't need to take them there.
No,
we don't need to take these kids on fucking holiday to
the horror house.
To the horror
shit that
house.
Fucking happened. Yeah.
And Josef Fritzl's fucking fuck ass actually from prison tried to make his cellar that he built an attraction.
An attraction, huh?
Yes.
I'm trying to get some more money out of this. Shit.
So like I said, Kirsten did make a full recovery. Now, the ceilings of the cellar were capped out, I think, at 5'6", and Stefan was 5'9". So he had to be slouched over for years, which would cause him eternal back problems. All the cellar kids had to adapt to many different things like lighting. They had to wear special glasses, which also made me think of Damien Eccles, who was in solitary confinement for 18 years for a crime he didn't commit.
And he wears dark glasses.
He still wears them to this day, and he's been out now. What is it, like 15 years? Yeah. And he's still wearing them
Well,
to
that's
this
also
day.
his comfort.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And he would have to go and sleep in the bathroom and shit, like to cope.
Yeah, you told us
with that.
about
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So you can check out the Memphis 3.
We got a 3-parter on that from our first season. They also had to adapt to being in wide open spaces. Now, Elisabeth, the kids, and Rosemary, after they were released from the clinic, they were given a cottage to live in. But Elisabeth, she just developed a huge rage towards Rosemary for being passive for all those years. And she said that Rosemary did know about her childhood rape.
What?
Yeah. She made Rosemary get the fuck out. She could not get over that. And I can't blame her.
No.
Like, I feel bad for Rosemary. I do, because she was plucked by this sick, vile man at 17 years old. And she went along to get along her whole life.
Reconstitute
for
your
54
freedom
years. Yeah.
without that much anger towards something, and knowing that she knew and could have done something to begin with to stop it all.
Well, Elisabeth and the kids changed their identity and they moved to northern Austria. The house at number 40 Strasse was sold and the cellar was filled with concrete. Thank God. Now, I do want to say really quick, too, that the investigators that had to go down there and investigate that cellar to present their story to the court, they were traumatized.
Yeah.
They were traumatized, spending very little time in there. Not 24 years. Yeah.
It's like you could imagine walking into that and being like,
no.
That's a little long, wasn't it? Sorry.
I know. Rob Zombie, don't come after us. Okay. That, if you didn't know that, that was House of a Thousand Corpses.
Oh, I'd take a lawsuit from Rob Zombie just to talk to him.
Yeah.
What are you going to get from us? We don't make no money doing this shit.
And you know, the old saying that evil never dies, because Josef Fritzl is still fucking alive, rotting in prison in his 90s, and he now has dementia. Yeah.
You fucker.
I hope nothing but the absolute best life for Elisabeth and her children, and may they spend the rest of their years in absolute happiness.
And may the demented fucking craziest shit happen to Fritzl in his last moments here on Earth.
He won't know because he's got dementia.
Well, either way.
He won't know where he's at.
He's in fear. I hate it, though.
But yeah, he did live in fear for a long time. And you know what sucks is his jail cell was nicer than the prison that he put Elisabeth in. And even if he lives to be over 100, it still won't be as long as he kept her locked up.
No, and there's nothing you can do right now to make him.
And what was even scarier
of remorse
is he had told her while she was still in the prison, in the throes of it, that if he died, if something happened to him, because that was always her fear, is that he got older or he would go on those month-long trips. She's like, how will we ever get out of here? And he said, oh, there's a timing mechanism that if for so long the doors will open. That was a lie.
Oh, yeah.
And he also had told her, so she would never try to escape, that it was booby-trapped with gas if she ever tried to open the doors. And that was a lie. They were just electronic doors because he was an electrical engineer that he had made himself.
And he started it all whenever she was young and impressionable. And
11 years old.
Told her everything. What else did she have in contrast
I don't
to
even
not believe all of that
about that
bullshit?
age at all.
Well,
oh my God.
you got to think about all that, but you got to.
And it is, so there's not a lot about her past their time, because good for them. Go live your life in privacy. But I did hear that she, like Patty Hearst, also married her bodyguard that she had during the trial.
Yeah, somebody genuinely gave a fuck that was around her and was like, you know what, I care about your life. And I signed on to this job to actually care. And that intangibly was set off to be that connection. That what else do you have in life?
Well,
right?
and I'm going to post in stories also what the media tried to portray as her age progression, which basically made her look like an 80-year-old woman at 42, which was not true. The latest picture that I saw of her was about 5 years after she got out of her dungeon, and she looked really good. Like, she looked in her 40s. You know what I mean?
Right. The sunlight did her some good. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the audiobook that I listened to was Secrets in the Cellar by John Glatt, who also wrote the books that I listened to about Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell, Chris Watts, and David Parker Ray. So John Glatt is the true crime go-to, and he's wrote a couple more that I'm going to be visiting about other cases.
And you geek out about certain people that write some of these docs too.
I do.
You know the names.
Joe Berlinger.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go again. West Memphis 3, Joe Berlinger. We would not have any knowledge about those boys rotting in prison for a crime they didn't commit without Joe Berlinger putting out the Paradise Lost 3 documentaries. And now he has just put out the new Idaho Murders documentary. And I only watched it because Joe Berlinger put it out there.
And I'm in the middle of this, laying in bed right before we go to sleep, watching this shit, trying to critique it. And then 5 minutes later, I understand his creativity in delivering true crime into a documentary format. This is what we need, and I'm glad to be part of this.
Joe Berlinger is...
Now I'm back being excited.
Goat.
You have fucking destroyed me, Lindsay.
And if you guys don't know who Joe Berlinger is, please Google him. He's amazing. Like I said, we wouldn't have had any knowledge about the West Memphis 3 boys without Joe Berlinger. We wouldn't. We just wouldn't. And without him, Lori would have never met Damon. It just, oh God.
Yeah, you're doing a great job as a humanitarian.
Yes.
In the connectivity.
Good for you, Joe Berlinger.
Tying in people like Eddie Vedder and all the cool stuff that you did.
And Natalie Maines.
Thank you.
And Johnny Depp and all the people.
But if there's any aspect of any of this that we're talking about does anything positive, share it to us. You know, that is our version of trying to give back.
And I'm grateful to John Glatt because he has written books that and they're good. The delivery is great. Like this one was like 8 hours and it was perfect. It was everything I needed to write these episodes. You know what I mean? It was just perfect books. Anyways, and there is a movie based on this story called Girl in the Basement. And it is fucking horrible.
And of course, you're going to make me watch this, right? Of course,
I don't know if I want you to watch that. I don't know. I don't know if you could recover. Honestly,
I'm going to recover from this one for like at least 2 or 3 weeks. I'll start
some things have been changed, names have been changed, and stuff like that. But as far as the book went, Girl in the Basement is pretty spot on, like I said, other than a few changes. And the actress actually looks like Elisabeth. And
put yourself in this situation and actually think the thoughts that may in your own imagination. It is fucking insanely unfathomable. I mean, I can't. I mean, literally, it did fuck me up for a week between these two parts. It was rough.
Well, and even like you saying, like basically living in a cave. The caves that you and I have been in are massive. I would live in one of those caves.
Yeah, but now the prolonged dark, damp,
right? But a 15 by 15 room that caps out at 5'6".
Yeah,
no.
But the organic smell of earth and humidity and moisture that you're breathing in constantly so we only went into, we've done spelunking like for a couple hours at a time.
And that's it. And I'm grateful when I see the light.
I love it. Yeah, our freedom's still there, but it's not for them, and it's only in a 15 by 15 area. That did eventually open up.
And after a certain amount of time, it just starts to close in on you. And that's so even if you're 15 by 15 is already small.
Yeah. But and then you go through like the smallest portions of the cave that we've ever been in. Like, remember the squeeze through part that we did at Mammoth? Imagine that times 24 years.
Yeah. Don't want to.
Well,
I know. I've thought about it a lot. I've thought about it a lot more than you because I've known about this case a lot longer than you.
Yeah, but I'm just coming out organically with my impressions of impending livelihood. What the fuck do you have to hang on to? And you were fucking a child to begin with. And what you're told is what you're told, right? You don't know anything. And that's a fucking lot. And then it comes into, the raping and all the craziness that went into that, and you're trying to have humans that you've produced and their livelihood and trying to make them happy in the middle of what?
What was that? Even though they were born out of rape and incest, like those are still her babies, and she had, you
can't even mention that because it's not even an aspect for her to mention to her kids because that is nothing positive that you can portray on them.
Exactly. No, she made sure that they knew nothing about it until
that's Grandpa.
They came.
That's all you know.
Upstairs,
and they are in their little livelihoods and their little pockets.
He ruined 16 people's lives.
And probably more because he.
Because there was sex workers in other countries that talked about children. Yeah, so
fuck you, Fritzl.
If you guys want to know even more, the book, like I said, "Secrets in the Cellar" by John Glatt. It's on Spotify. It's on Audible. Listen to it. It's about, I think it was just a little over 7 hours. Yeah.
So that is, yeah.
That is the end of this fucking case. Oh my God.
Lindsay, and we do this at the end of these. I just want to say I'm glad that the shine is kicking in right now. Because I cried. I tried to make laughs. I couldn't do it. I failed.
Well, that's why I got up and made you an amazing breakfast, an amazing Bloody Mary before we did this. I kicked ass on breakfast this morning. God damn, that shit was good.
Amazing too.
Yes.
My
bestie made homemade pickles and I used the leftover juice and like shook the vodka with it. Oh, it was so good.
But thank you, Lindsay, for sharing another really fucking deeply breaking fucking story.
I'm checking my side notes real quick to make sure that there was nothing.
Yeah, going through the checklist.
I just wanted to say, I mean, so all the charges that Josef got was murder, incest, rape, kidnapping, and slavery. Nobody had been charged with slavery for like many, 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 many years.
Yeah. I mean, he was doing his own kid that way.
They wanted to make sure he got the max.
All of his
for
kids
everything.
That way.
They interviewed over 100 of his old tenants to make sure that they had never heard anything. And one guy who had a dog said that his dog would always want to try to lead him to that cellar. And he wished he'd have listened to his dog's instincts. All right, Jesse, we have wrapped this up. Now give us our palate cleanser. What band are we listening to today?
We need something to get excited about, Lindsay. And this is something that, and I'm still fucking.
Jesse is like, I'm still crying. Give me a minute.
I am, dude. I really am. Because you get up and we take breaks in the middle of doing all this and edit it together, whatever. But
it's still heavy.
The moments between when I took a piss earlier and I was like, I come back and I'm still teared up over this one. Lindsay, we need this though.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, this is the band that you found. Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. It is your turn to pick out the band, Lindsay,
oh my God, I'm so excited. Which one? Because I've suggested a few.
The Blindfolded Sea Monkeys.
No.
Yeah, you found this.
Oh my God, you guys.
And I hit them up.
You guys
have been talking to them today, actually. And I was like, you guys want to hop on? They're like, oh, we're not ready to do all that. We're nervous. And I'm like, I'm nervous doing all these fucking podcasts with you, Lindsay.
Oh my God. So are you gonna explain what they are? Who they are?
You can do it because you found this band, Lindsay.
Okay, so this is a dude and his grandma, right?
Yeah.
And I found them on TikTok.
And the cat.
And I was like, Jesse, hit them up, please. And I've never been more excited in my life than I am right now. I have just followed them on Spotify. And I think I've already followed them on Instagram. I definitely already followed them on TikTok. So what was their handle? Is it Blindfolded Sea Monkeys on TikTok?
They do like a little group thing where they were wanting to name something. I don't remember what it was because we got folded into some things because of the followings. And we're going to support them. So you should do the same thing because after you hear this song, it's called Deploy the Dippy.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Genuinely. What we need.
And I have now followed them on Instagram. And we'll plug more about them after we listen to the song. Oh my God, I'm ready.
Now you're excited?
I am so excited.
Okay. Uncloud the eyes. Let's just deploy this dippy.
Yeah, you can't be cloudy-eyed. Listen to this amazingness.
Follow all the stuff. Here we go. Deploy the dippy. And it is by Blindfolded Sea Monkeys. Fuck, Lindsay.
I'm so excited.
Your turn.
My turn.
Yes, let's do this. Here we go.
I was searching in my freezer one day. I was looking for a bag of chicken nuggets. You know, like them crispy, so forget the microwave. A bacon plate of crispy nugs is a cue to kill the broken heart.
Stop. Deploy the dippy.
Chicky, chicky, nut, chicky. Grab a paper plate, put the heat to make 'em crispy. Chicky, chicky, nut, chicky. If you're feeling lost, just deploy a little
I was creeping up from behind you. You can try and run, but I'll find you. Every lonely night, I know you lie awake and think of me. I'm the flavor your heart's been dying for. Release me from the fridge, 'cause you want some more. I want to, you can't resist, so go ahead.
Deploy the dippy.
chicky. Grab a paper plate, put the heat to make 'em crispy. Chicky, nut, chicky. If you're feeling lost, just deploy a little
Holy shit.
Wipe
there it
your
is.
tears and slap a smile on your face, because after you hear that song, what else can you do? If we weren't having ribs tonight, I'd be like, let's get some chicken nugs.
And a little dippy. Yeah. Deploy it.
So the blindfolded sea monkeys are an intergalactic cat rock from Meemaw's basement.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I don't know who that female was on there, but that
wasn't Meemaw, I don't think.
Whatever.
So it said, welcome to the audio experiment of Dan Whammy, a 39-year-old loser making cosmic rock from his Meemaw's basement. His cat riff is credited as the band's official synth wizard.
That's what I said. The cat's involved, dude. The cat's
While his
there.
Meemaw, Doris Whammy, is listed as the trio's official backup dancer. Meemaw is in the videos. Follow them on TikTok and everything right now.
So
okay?
he has This Is Alan right there dancing beside him. This is Alan.
And it says she also brings Dan crispy grilled cheese sandwiches and orange juice while he's busy producing cosmic bangers in her 1980s basement.
Yeah, you gotta do a video and be like, "This is Meemaw."
Yeah.
And she's dancing. I'm
gonna share some of their TikToks on stories.
We want it. We need it.
So together, this unique trio makes what can only be described as intergalactic cat rock, psychedelic synth rock, and surfy guitars, warped synths, and hypnotic grooves. Follow their journey on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube so you don't miss any of Meemaw's crispy moves. Meemaw is the tits.
See, you're just in time for your Pamela Pumpkin-esque dance off with Meemaw in the
Oh
background.
my God, I want to
And
dance
the cat.
with Meemaw.
Bring the cat.
Come on, Dan and Meemaw, come hang out.
Yes. No, I feel like these guys are organically amazing. He is.
Yes.
And he is just like, I'm inspired.
And he's like, I'm going to involve Meemaw and my cat.
And we
And
want to
who's that
support
chick on
you.
who's that chick on the audio, man?
Yeah.
Hit us up, Dan.
Yeah. Kitchen nug, no dippy. Whatever she was saying.
I'm going to be singing that all week.
We're going to check out all the catalog, dude. Do your stuff, man. Inspiration is here. And I am so glad to be able to share and support that.
Aren't you so glad that I shared that to you?
Well,
I'm like,
fuck you,
Jesse,
fist bump, Lindsay.
Fist bump.
I'm almost out of shine, but you want me to pick something
I
out
do.
of that bag.
So we're going to pick, Jesse's going to pick our next case out of the bag. I'm shaking it up. That's what that, oh my God.
Shit's falling out. Give me that one.
Nope.
No, shit's Fritzl. Shit's Fritzl.
Fuck Fritzl.
Fuck shit's Fritzl. I'm going to pick 3 and then I'm going to like throw down that many and then I'm going to go there. Put the rest back. And this is organically organic here. Oh, God. Right?
Rebecca Schaefer. Oh, okay. I'm putting it in. I'm putting it in my little notebook.
Rebecca Schaefer.
Rebecca Schaefer.
Okay, let's do Rebecca Schaefer.
That's going to be our case for
Think
next
about it.
Friday. So make sure you stay tuned. And on Wednesday, we will have a recap of part 1 and 2. So stay tuned for that. Recap of 1 and 2 on Josef Fritzl.
Yeah.
And then that's our raw, uncut, unedited, drunk about something, no script,
It's
just
happening.
right off the dome.
It's happening. Carol Baskins.
Yes.
Fuck Fritzl.
Fuck Fritzl.
All the things. And I can just hang on to what we just played here because, yeah, that was amazing.
Before we plug our plugs, I'm going to show Jesse a picture of him really quick.
Of the fam, huh? We're finna do a pic of the fam. My organic reactions has just been, oh, there he is. Fuck you, you fucking fuck.
Fuck him.
Everybody around him looks like a bunch of fucking fucks.
There's an up close.
Look at him, his eyes.
So make sure you follow us, Drink About Something on Instagram for the pictures. And
yeah, and you can view a picture of what I just partook.
I just posted that.
It's
so
up there.
you have to go back last week. I can redo it. I can repost it on Friday. But so follow us on our main website, and that'll take you to all the links of where we are on drinkaboutSomething.site. And then, like I said, on Instagram, we're Drink About Something. If you want to send us an email, is drinkaboutSomethingPod@gmail.com. We do sporadic lives on TikTok, which is Drink About Something Pod _Lindsay. And Jesse, where are we on YouTube?
Just type in Jendsey, Jendsey. Send us a message and I will let you know about my little chemistry experiment that became what I just drank.
Yes.
Yes. That's what
It's
we'll call
something
it.
that he made.
That's what just cause
His
just
chemistry experiment that happened right here in this kitchen.
Yeah, I just did a little science experiment there.
We do all kinds of stuff in this kitchen, man. Magic happens in this kitchen.
Yeah.
We cook great food.
It's magically delicious.
We cook great food. We make chemistry experiments, and we record a podcast.
Yeah.
All right here in this kitchen.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a video of me doing like the mad scientist distiller. Like hair all wild and shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say dress up like what's his name? Why can't I think of his name
Bill
right now?
Nye or some
No.
shit? No.
The other one.
I don't know.
The famous one with the hair. What the fuck is his name?
Dr. Emmett Brown?
No,
Okay.
Jesse. What is his name? Oh my
Hey,
God.
Jesse! I don't know. What are you
You know
thinking?
that I can't think because of the P word. I can't. I find it so hard. What was his name? Oh my God. This is going to drive me crazy. Y'all know who I'm talking
I hit
about.
up Lindsay last night. I was like, you say this word too much. I was like,
And I was ready to punch him in the
But you
face.
got mad. You got mad. I'm like,
Fuck
just-
yeah, because it's what I'm going through.
But just say this
Dick.
the P word. Have fun with it.
Dick.
You can't help it. And
No, I really
I
can't.
do support you in it. I do.
Perry. Why can't I think of his name?
And we called it Perry forever, but let's just call it the P word for a while. Poor Lindsay. But, you know, this is the greatest thing to go through perimenopause. Just Fritzl Foz in your paws.
I'm really, listen, y'all, I have to find this name before we sign off.
Did you see the little TikTok that I sent you the other day about menopause?
Yes. That one was funny.
Yes. Anyhow, she's looking.
I am.
She is looking. She's going to find it. She has to
What's
find
his
it.
name? Oh my God. If I can't find him.
The mad scientist.
You
with the
know
big
who
hair.
I'm talking about. He was from another country. He's very famous. We grew up knowing his name. He's a household name, and it literally will not come to my head.
Einstein or something?
Yes!
Oh, god damn.
Thank you.
God damn. Lindsay,
That's what this shit does to my
the
brain,
theory of
Jesse.
relativity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Albert
I think-
Einstein, thank you so much, because I was going to go crazy. I was literally going crazy
well,
for a
you
minute
know,
there.
in a Bill and Ted fucking excellent adventure, I would capture him and we would make moonshine together too. Because, you know, fuck yeah. We would do it.
Absolutely. So yeah, Einstein was who I couldn't think of. That's what perimenopause does to your brain.
And I'd
it
bring
literally
along-
makes you just forget all the things that are you shouldn't forget.
And I would bring along in a Bill and Ted excellent adventure, I would bring along Genghis Khan because we're kin to him too. You son of a bitch.
Well, I'm probably more kin to Charlemagne because I'm very British.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm probably kin to like some kind of Scandinavian fucking boneless.
Boneless.
Yeah, there was a dude that didn't have any legs. And he was like an amazing Viking warrior. Whatever. That guy.
I don't know why, but a boneless chicken wing just came to my head as we said
Oh,
that.
you need a little dippy with that. Yes.
Oh, speaking of dippy, man, that triple
nugs.
dipper
Chicky,
from
chicky
Chili's
nugs.
last night. Ooh. Y'all go get you a triple dipper from Chili's and get an El Presidente.
We had a great
I
time.
almost blacked out.
That was a
from
great
one-
time.
from one margarita.
I think we spent more time in the parking lot than we did at the table.
No,
That
we
was just
played
fun.
trivia at the table. That was so
That was
fun.
yeah.
Even though I was giving everybody the answers because I'm
Step
so
it up. Dude,
smart.
I think we should all have trivia like that.
Yes.
The technologia is there.
Technicalogia.
All you have to do is scan and play. So you have like a whole family night, and we invited some folks over, and it was a great time.
It was
Yes.
a great time.
So come hang out with us. We're going to do so many things. We're fixing to close out season 2.
Yeah.
And I am excited about that. I'm trying to set up
There's
some
6
cool things.
more episodes.
Maybe the cool things won't happen, but I'm trying.
Okay.
Lindsay,
We're trying.
I'm trying, you know. I got this cool cat that's wanting to hit me up about some stuff that actually happened just south of Jacksonville with a band called Leonard Skinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows about things. He used to go to the things, or his dad did, actually, because he's my age. So, but it's a cool cat. And then we actually featured him in one of our songs. Cody, you're amazing, and we want to hit you up. We're going to call you later on, and we're going to call so many people. We got Elisabeth from the Killer Shots thing. We're going to go down and do some cool stuff down in Tampa. Might even bring the podcast set up and set with
Yeah,
her.
we can do it.
So hit her up. Let's do the things.
Yeah, because we're gonna be drinking out of one of her shot glasses coming up soon.
Yes, Lindsay. We will see you guys next week. We love you so much.
Bye.